and is it right or wrong to be engaging in masturbation or porn? And I feel like society is being liberated more and more, like you were saying, even with the Black community having porn. It's kind of allowed us to break free from the Judeo-Christian type of ideas and perspectives around sexuality, which is important because to feel shackled in that way it leads to a lot of suppression and depression and addiction and all of that stuff. And we off air we were talking about how during ancient times across many cultures, maybe across all cultures, there was a place for the sexual arts, the most erotic type of sexual arts, and it wasn't called porn. But we would, if we saw it, we would probably think it was porn-like. So just talk briefly about the importance of, being able to celebrate and learn the erotic arts and how there was a place for it in ancient times.
Well, why we have a lot of documentation is India, and and the indigenous blacks of India, their festivals carried a lot of sexual energy. The entheogenic herbs, mushrooms, and all of this, which they call soma and homa, and all of this, and the oracle readings and the priestesses using sexual techniques and ritual on mushrooms and all this. But once the Brahmanic class, which are white people, once they overtook ancient Black India, after several hundred years, really about 1,000 years, all of that completely faded away. They banned it, and so they needed to revitalize that. So that's why you have the book, the Kama Sutra. That's why you have these temples, these beautiful, elaborate temples with carvings of people having all kinds of sex, any kind of possible way you can think of. 10 women, 1 man, 10 men, 1 woman, with horses, cows. I mean, anything you can think of. They got statues in these on these huge, humongous temples, and this was they used this to revitalize, to bring a renaissance of these ancient Black teachings to the nation again. And it was pouring on the internet in ancient times, and people did pilgrimages there from all over India to consult with the priestesses and the priests, to go through elaborate rituals that were sexual, many of them, and it was. And it revitalized India. The Kama Sutra came out. The Kama Sutra is actually an encyclopedia of porn. It's an encyclopedia of sex. And it did the same thing. What happened in Europe with the Renaissance, that's what happened in India. What's happening today with the internet revitalizing and changing everything, that's what happened in India. So, these practices are you can't get away from your sex, so you might as well bring it into your spiritual practice.
Right. I think that's. I think you described that beautifully, and shared how important that is, and how it's always been with us. Like you said, you can't run away from it. So before we go, I definitely want to thank you from coming on and bringing your expertise, but also let the family know where they can learn more from you and benefit from your expertise. Tell us about your books, and any classes that you're offering.
Yes, one of our Grandmaster teachers, Katrina Ifield, she's out of Barbados. She set up a webinar type class. We've had several of them. We're going to start another one in July. It's on yoni breathing. the guided meditation practice of yoni breathing, and at the end, people who take the class who will become certified to teach and guide people in this particular ritual. And so you can just look up orgasmic intelligence, spelled with a K, or look up yoni breathing on Facebook, and you should hit it. My books are on Blurb, BLURB, www.blurb, then just put my name in the search engine, or just put Shakti, Shakti. All the books on Shakti should pull up, and then you should see two by Tafari Sudra Kumbhaka.
And people should know that these books are for the serious student. When it comes to Tantra too, it's not just sex tips. You know, you give a lot of ancient history and a lot of poetry in these books, and so they should be prepared for that. But the class, I think, is a very friendly for the average person to learn, and perhaps with your book and the class, they can definitely understand more about what the Tantra is about across cultures, and the type of Tantra that I practice, because a lot of people like to know. And the beauty of our Tantra is the framework is in self-cultivation, so you don't have to have a partner, and you can do it by yourself and learn a lot about yourself and expanding your own consciousness, which I think which is probably the most important thing about the practice. So thank you so much, Pati, for coming on. We could have talked for hours on this topic. I think it could have segued into many different topics. So we definitely have to have you come back on when you have time and join us again. Yes, ma'am. You're so silly.
I'll be glad to come back on, and I look forward to announcing the third book, hopefully within the next year or so.
Yeah, I look forward to that too as well. So, all right, guys, I hope that helped with understanding your ideas on porn and masturbation, or giving you a different outlook on it, or a more well-rounded outlook on it, especially for men. And join us next Monday. Healing Through Divine Sexuality comes on every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And have a good night.